What's up everyone? Just doing a little market review here on Nasdaq. Haven't done a video in a good while, so just thought I'd jump on here and just give a little breakdown on this chart that I'm in at the moment. So we're looking here at the Nasdaq. So I'm just going to start from here, I suppose. So I was watching price on weekly time frame here. So you can see right there we have a propulsion candle here. Okay. So that is a propulsion candle. Why is it a propulsion candle? Because all these down close candles here, that's all one order block. So when price traded past this area here, tap back into that, that can now be used as a propulsion candle to essentially propel price upwards. Currently, what I'm looking at in the markets at the moment, so I'm going to show you Nasdaq on a monthly time frame here. So this is the year so far. I've just mapped it out into quarters there. Now I know there's a lot going on this chart here, but I'm going to show you so it should all make sense. So here we are. I'm just going to remove this box here for a second. So this is a monthly time frame on the Nasdaq here. As you can see there, we have a fair value gap in the form of a buy side and sell side inefficiency, and you can see price traded back up here, tapped into that nicely there, and has given up bullish movement up here. Again, I know there's a lot of movement up here, or a lot of things on the chart, but just ignore that for 2 seconds. I'm actually going to remove these red boxes if I can. So essentially what these blue boxes are, right, so this whole price range here, I'm essentially projecting it up, which gives me that price target here. Currently we've been quite bullish on stocks forever basically. Do I think that is going to be the goal for the future? Probably not. I think stocks are going to ultimately start to make some sell side movement. Why? Because obviously under here, big players that are essentially in the markets, like smart money traders and banks, institutional players, there's a lot of liquidity resting under these lows here. You see these just all clean lows there. So essentially I've just mapped out here this price range coming down here and projected it up to see essentially how far the market could essentially want to reach. I'm actually just going to put that up there for a second. Yeah, so essentially that's where I'm projecting prices want to reach up to on a monthly time frame. I know it's a lot of movement due to happen, but ultimately, why do I think we're going sell side? As obviously I was stating there, we have liquidity resting under these levels here, clean lows. Also around COVID time, this is the COVID drop in March 2020. And as you can see, there's a nice little liquidity pill there in a higher time frame. So I think we're going to want to possibly revisit those levels at a later stage. So potentially we could be seeing price running all the way up into here to come back all the way down to here. If that does happen, yeah, shit's going to go pretty crazy, and the world's going to lose its mind. Another little liquidity pill resting under here, equal lows right there, and that is 3,905 trading price there. Would be very significant if price was to return back to these levels. Like, these are levels back in 2016, like, you know, so 2015, 2016, like, that's nearly 10 years ago, you know. I do believe all the markets are pre-coordinated. Everything is manipulated, and obviously things happen the way they're meant to happen. Another little liquidity bill resting there. So where I believe we're going to ultimately come back to is these obviously price points after we kind of make a peak and make a high in price. So that's my monthly levels and where I'm obviously visioning price to go. I'm going to break down to a weekly. Obviously you can see here, yeah, price obviously came back into that there over the space of a couple of weeks. In October, it's been trading up since. Break down now into a daily where we currently are trading. So we have the first quarter of the year over here. You can see there we have a little volume imbalance right there. Between that candle's high and that candle there was a missing area of price essentially being filled in. So buy side delivery is now offered after this here, because sell side, it was missing sell side essentially. So that the sell side has been traded into, buy side delivery can be offered. And as you can see there, we have a nice bullish order block here. Price traded away from that and returned back into it nicely there. Traded off of it. And then if you see this volume imbalance here on a lower time frame, let me just show you there. See how price is just trading off of that quite nicely there. And look at the bodies of that. No bodies closing under. It's all clean. A little volume imbalance there as well. I'm not even going to show that there, but you get what I mean. Price has been trading significantly off of that volume imbalance there. Back on the daily there now, so you can see here, this is another reason why I think we're going to be ultimately wanting to reach lower. All of this here is just one big liquidity void. So there's been no sell side delivery essentially on those levels. So I do think we're going to want to be coming back down to here. Little fair value gap there on the daily. Price came down, traded into that nicely there on Friday's trading on the 31st of May, and has been trading significantly off of that price area. These two blue lines I've outlined here, this is on the weekly time frame, that propulsion candle I was talking about there, and that black line is the high here. I'll show you that now in a minute, but I'm just going to show you this order block there, or the propulsion candle, sorry, on the weekly time frame. And you see how that was the high of the candle on the weekly time frame, and it's just tapped into that nicely there, and it's been trading off of it since. And as you can see, actually it's on the daily, I'll show you. Let me see. You can see that high, old high over here, price respecting that nicely over here. And essentially I have SMT divergence outlined there. Okay, so let me just show you on S&P. So on S&P we made a lower low. Also on the Dow, another lower low here. It's not as clean on the Dow, but you get the gist. Lower low there, and then when you convert it over to the Nasdaq, you can see Nasdaq made a higher low. So that's the divergence there between the Dow and S&P. So that gave me obviously an outlook that we might want to be going bullish for the Nasdaq. Buy stops obviously resting above here. We had a lot of consolidation over time here. In around NFP week was here. This was NFP's trading. So obviously buy stops were left there above them highs there. I'm going to break it down to a 30 minute. You can see equal highs resting above here. So there's obviously buy stops resting above there. Price traded up nicely past them levels. This discounted area I have outlined here. So I'm just going to show you on a 15 minute, I think it's on. So NFP trading, we have Friday over here. So that was the news release for NFP right over here. 8:30 New York local time. What I've done is I've gotten there to there and just measured it with my Fibonacci tool here, and as you can see I've just noted the discount area of that CB, which is all here. So there's our equilibrium price point here, 62% retracement level, optimal trade, entry level, and 79% retracement level. All that's a discount area from premium to discount. Anything above the 50% line over here is a premium, anything under that is a discount. So that obviously when price traded back down into there, came back into a discounted area of price and has traded up nicely since there. And you can see here on a 15 minute, nice little fair value gap there. So we had an institutional order flow entry drill right there. Price traded up here, return back into the fair value gap, accumulate higher. Another sell side imbalance, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency here. Price came into that. Another institutional order flow entry drill popping up there. And then I have another smaller time frame fair value gap there. It's easier to show you with the lines. Let me just change that to blue. As you can see there, so the trades are there definitely for the buy side on even the lower time frames, but this is basically just me showing everything from a higher time frame perspective down to a lower time frame, and obviously how that can help me pinpoint on what the market's looking to do. So currently we're up here. This is, so I held this trade obviously, currently up 253 ticks. So I'm noting this area here. I've actually projected this swing point here, so that low to that high, projecting that up here, because ultimately when I was measuring the range on the monthly time frame, that's our high level there. I've also measured this swing point here, that high to that low there, just to kind of get an idea where price want to reach up to and potential price point targets there. Ultimately, will price get up there? I don't know. I've noted the monthly open here. We have our 20, 40 and 60 day look back, so we also have projected that forward as well. So if we can get up to this level here and basically cap a high, then all that leaves is for sell side to be taken. And yeah, that like it's potentially big crash coming. Look, it's not financial advice. As I would say, do your own research. This is just how I interpret the market and what price is looking to do. So look, don't treat it with like an arm and a leg, you know. So yeah, essentially, so if you look here as well on a 15 minute, I've noted this candle here because it is a rejection block. So you can see price traded down into that there, came back up here. We have a, I think this is on the 5 minute, no, 30 minute. 30 minute, you can see another little fair value gap in there. Price traded up past that, wicked back into it there, and we're currently just trading in these levels here, going into the New York session there in about 15 minutes or so. We have CPI today as a news release and FOMC there later at 2:30 New York time. So yeah, like I'm just holding the trade. Hopefully the market, when the economic news release hits, that'll just project this price point even further, and yeah, hopefully make some nice profits. So as always, if you did enjoy the video, I would appreciate a like and subscribe, and yeah, till next time, safe trading.